is Angelique, and I'd like to welcome you to my space, my little slice of heaven right here on earth, right here in my home. I am going to lead you today in a Hatha practice, and you will need a couple of blocks, perhaps, and a strap, perhaps, and maybe at the end you may want to have a bolster and a blanket for Shavasana. It's totally up to you. I will. But for right now, let's start here standing in Tadasana. Lift all 10 toes off the floor, spread them, and then lower them back to the mat, pressing firmly to the mat. Draw your thighs in toward each other. Take your shoulders up, back, and down, opening your arms out to the side with your hands facing forward. And then draw that navel into the spine. Close your eyes and just enjoy your natural breath. Take this time to just let go. Think of every time that you step on the mat as setting a reset button. That anything that came before you walked on this mat doesn't matter right now. And anything that you have planned that you have to do or that you don't necessarily have to do, but you're going to do it later, it doesn't matter right now either. The only thing matters is you, right here in this moment, being present. Just breathe. Let's try some deep belly breathing. Inhale and fill your belly up. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, exhale. Continue that on your own. Try to maintain that breath in your belly as opposed to those heaving breaths in your chest that usually come along with a bunch of anxiety and stress, which is the very opposite of what we're trying to accomplish here on our mats today or at any time. The purpose of our practice is to find that calm and then figure out a way to keep it throughout our day, throughout our life. On your next inhale, hold it at the top, close your mouth, and then breathe out through your nose. Inhale, exhale. Please continue that on your own. That is called our Ujjayi. It should be reminiscent of the ocean for you, which is usually common for all of us, or most of us, so hopefully it is for you as well. Our Ujjayi is the breath that we want to try to maintain throughout our practice. It'll help calm us through the more challenging poses, and then it's just there for us, period, even when it's not so challenging. You're going to hear me throughout the practice say breathe, because a lot of times we tend to hold our breath, especially if we're being challenged. And we don't want to do that. We want to breathe through it, get through it with calm and love for our bodies. And peace for our soul. Okay, open your eyes. We're going to start with a few standing sun salutes. Raise your hands above your head. Oh, a nice long stretch Bring your palms together and then fold forward. Into Uttanasana. Just hold that forward fold. Since it's probably your first one of the day, you're still sort of, needing to work out the kinks. So just move around, swirl around in that Uttanasana. Shift from one side to the other. Bending your knees slightly, resting your torso on your thighs. Sink deeper into that Uttanasana. Let your head hang low, enjoying a release in that spine. Maybe grab your elbows. Drop those hands back to the mat. Inhale, raise halfway into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, lower back into Uttanasana. Inhale, raise all the way up. Bringing the palms of your hands back together and a nice long stretch above your head. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Remember to bend those knees slightly or generously, whatever feels good for you. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, back to Uttanasana. Inhale, raise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, raise all the way up, baby back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, raise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time through. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, raise halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana. And just hang there just for a couple more breaths. Just let that head just fall toward the floor. Let gravity play its game at letting you enjoy the release in that spine. Remembering to bend those knees generously if you need to. Your torso should be resting on your thighs. Inhale, raise halfway to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, let's come down to our hands and knees to tabletop. Have your wrists below your shoulders, your knees below your hips. Really have those fingertips pressed into the mat. The tops of your feet press into the mat. Your shoulder blades spread. On an inhale, press that chest through your biceps, arching that back. Exhale. Bring your chin into your chest, curving that back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time through. Inhale. And then exhale. And come back to a neutral tabletop. Raise that right arm parallel to your mat. Take that left leg back parallel to the mat. And really point those toes to the back wall and really point those fingertips toward the front wall. Act as if you're trying to chase the front wall with your fingertips and the back wall with your toes. And breathe. Really turn that thigh in toward that right thigh. You want that hamstring facing the ceiling. Inhale, and on the exhale, bring your elbow in to meet your knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl under. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Hold it there. Lower both back to the mat. And then swivel those hips. And let's do all that on the other side. Raise that left arm, pointing those fingertips toward the front wall. Raise that right leg, pointing those toes to the back wall. And really extend and stretch. Be sure that you're pressing the palm of your right hand into the mat, your fingertips as well. And press the left foot, the top of the left foot, into the mat as well. It helps with balance. Draw that navel into the spine. Breathe. Inhale, and on your exhale, bring your elbow in to meet your knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time through. Inhale. Exhale. Hold it there. Extend. And lower both back to the mat. Swirl those hips around. Tuck those toes. Raise those hips back into your first down dog. Be sure that your hands are about shoulders width apart, no wider. That your feet are about hips width apart. Really press into those fingertips and spread those shoulder blades apart. Have a nice long straight back with your navel drawn into your spine and your heels pressed toward the mat. By no means do they have to reach the mat. Just press them toward the mat and maintain just a little bit of a bend in your knees. You never want to lock your knees. And breathe. On an inhale, raise that right leg turning that thigh in toward that left thigh. We want to be sure that that hamstring is facing the ceiling. Your toes are pointed toward the mat, and breathe. On an inhale, raise up on the toes of that left foot. Exhale, bring that knee in toward your chest. Hold it there. Inhale, raise back up into three-legged dog. Exhale, take that right foot to the outside of that right hand. Lower that left knee. Raise your torso up. Low lunge. Be sure that you're really pushing into the heel of that right foot. The top of your left foot is pressed into the mat, and you should be able to feel a really good hip flexor stretch in that left hip flexor. And there will be a contraction in your right quadricep. Breathe. You can take your hands, you can clasp your fingers together, bring your hands above your head with your palms facing the ceiling, and then go into like a nice back bend. You can open that up into goalpost arms if you like. You can bring your hands together behind your bum and really press them toward the floor to get even more of a stretch in that hip flexor, and open that chest, which we all need because we spend so much time slumped over a desk, a lot of us. Bring your hands back to heart center and then to the top of your thigh. Hands back to heart center. Inhale, really extend that torso. Exhale, twist over that right thigh. And really press that right palm into that left palm. You want to get your hands as close to heart center as possible. You don't want to dump into this pose. You really want to lift into this pose and breathe. One more full breath. Inhale. Exhale. Really press into that twist. Come back to center. Bring your hands to the inside of that right leg. Curl the toes on your left foot. Raise that right leg back up into three-legged dog. And then lower that right foot to meet that left foot. Breathe. Raise that right leg. Raise up on the toes of that right foot. On an inhale and on an exhale, bring that knee in toward your chest. Hold it there. Take that leg back into three-legged dog. And then lower that left foot to the outside of that left hand. Lower that right knee. Raise your torso. No lunge on the left side. And remember to press that right foot, the top of that right foot into the mat. The heel of the left foot into the mat. Draw your navel into the spine. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. And breathe. I love doing these chest openers because I used to be a runner, so I had really tight chest muscles. So I'm working very hard to open my chest and get rid of all the damage I did from years of running. Bring your hands to heart center. On an inhale, really extend that torso. On an exhale, twist over that left thigh into twisted low lunge. And really press that left hand into that right hand. And breathe. One more full breath. Come back to center. Lower those hands to the inside of that left foot. Curl the toes on that right foot. Go back into three-legged dog. And then lower that foot to meet the other foot. And breathe in your down dog. If at any time during this practice you need to take a rest, lower your knees to the mat, spread them, and sink back into child's pose. Please take note that I can't even go all the way to child's pose because I did so much damage to my knees as a runner. So my child's pose may look more like puppy. We all have things that we have to work on, things that, that limit us a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. Yoga is for everybody. Bring those hands back, curl those toes, and go back into your down dog. So even what we may call the easiest pose in yoga, I have my limitations in. We all have things that we can't do. No one can do everything. But there's a way to modify to get around everything and to do your own thing and to keep your body moving and loving your body and what it can do for you. Not worrying about what you can't do, but rejoicing in what you can do. Raise that right leg. Raise up on those left toes. Inhale, exhale. Bring that knee in toward your chest. Raise back up into three-legged dog. And then lower that foot to the outside of that right hand. Raise up. Low lunge. Inhale, extend that torso. Exhale, twist over that right thigh. Twisted low lunge. Curl the toes on that left foot, and if it's in your practice, raise up into twisted crescent lunge. And adjust your feet as you see fit. And please feel free to stay in low lunge, twisted low lunge, if that's where you are today. If your knee's not already down, lower that knee back to the mat. Come back to center, low lunge. Place your hands on the inside of that right foot. Curl the toes on your left foot. Raise back into three-legged dog. And then lower that foot to meet the other foot. And breathe. Raise that left foot into three-legged dog. Inhale, raise up on the toes of your right foot. Exhale, bring that knee in toward your chest. Hold it there. Inhale, raise back into three-legged dog. And then exhale, bring that left foot to the outside of that left hand. Lower that right knee. Raise that torso into low lunge. And breathe. Inhale, really elongate that spine. Exhale, twist over that left thigh. Twist it, low lunge. If you raised up into twisted crescent lunge on your right side, do it on this side. Or stay down. If you don't feel like doing it on this side, don't do it on this side. But if you're feeling it today, do your thing. If your knee's not already down, please lower that knee back to the mat. Twist it, low lunge. Come back to center, low lunge. Bring those hands to the mat, to the inside of that left foot. Raise back up into three-legged dog. And then lower that left foot to meet the right foot. Raise that right foot. This time we're going to do 3 of those knee crunches. Raise up on the toes of your left foot. Inhale, exhale, bring that knee in toward your chest. Once. Inhale, twice. 3 times. Hold it. Raise back up into three-legged dog. On the exhale, take that foot to the outside of that right hand. Turn that back foot where it is parallel to the back mat, but slightly turned in toward that right corner, the corner of that mat, the left corner of that mat. Bring your pick up your block, lift up and straighten both legs. Adjust as you like. I think I like to have my feet about 3.5 feet apart. Really extend, bring both arms where they're parallel to the mat. Extend forward until you can't extend anymore. And then lower that block to whatever setting feels good for you. I go in the middle setting. Open up, triangle pose. And sometimes you have to keep adjusting your feet. I do, until I get where I'm really comfortable in the pose. You want to have a nice straight back. You don't want to be hyperextended. You want it to be as if you're between 2 doors. Let's say like there are two doors that are just together. I don't think we'll ever see that, but like they're flat surfaces, and that you are between them. You want a nice straight form. Sweep that arm in front of your face and then over for extended triangle. Raise that right hand from the mat or block or wherever you had it. And you're gonna have both hands parallel to each other as if you're holding a beach ball. A little bit of core work here. And breathe. Turn your body where it's facing the mat. Turn that back foot where it's pointed forward with a little bit of an angle. Bring that block to the inside of that right foot. Raise that right arm. You want to have your hips parallel to the mat, facing the mat, square to the mat. And then you want to open up into a revolved triangle. And breathe. And please don't dump into this pose. You want to have some length. Really extend into this pose. Bring that right hand down to the mat or to your block, and we are going into pyramid pose. This may be good enough for you with your back straight and parallel to the mat. Or if it's in your practice, fold over that right thigh. Be sure that your navel is drawn into your spine, that your shoulders are away from your ears, that your hips are square to the front of the mat, and breathe. One more full breath. Really melt into this pyramid pose. Bring your hands to the inside of that right foot. Bend that front knee. Lift that right leg back up into three-legged dog. And then lower that foot to meet the left foot. Let's do all that on the left side. Raise that left leg. Inhale up onto your right toes. 3 crunches. Inhale, exhale. Hold it there for a second. Inhale back into three-legged dog. And exhale. Lower that left foot to the outside of that left hand. Turn that back foot where it's parallel to the back of the mat with a slight angle. Grab that block if you need it. Both legs straight, about 3.5 feet apart, or whatever feels good for you. Bring both arms parallel to the mat. Hinge forward over that left leg as far as you can go. And then lower that block to the mat, to the outside of that front foot. And open up into your triangle pose on the left. And breathe. Be sure that you have all 4 corners of that back foot planted firmly into the mat. And don't dump into this pose. Really extend into this pose. You know, like you can wiggle your fingers, like take them slightly up off the block or off the floor. Know that you're really working this. Sweep that arm in front of your face and then over for extended triangle. Raise that left arm up. A little bit of core work on the left. And keep that chest open. Do not turn that torso toward the mat. Keep it open. Lower that left arm to capture that block. Turn that back foot where it's facing the front of the mat. Hips square to the mat and open up on your left side to revolved triangle. On your next exhale, lower that left hand. Adjust your feet as you feel is necessary. And fold forward into pyramid pose. Whatever you did on the right, on the left. Bring your hands to the inside of that left foot. Raise that left leg back into three-legged dog. And then lower that foot to meet the other foot. Let's go through that one more time. Raise that right leg, three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, 3 crunches. Bring that foot forward. Turn that back foot. Put your block if you need it. Hinge forward. Sweep that hand. Triangle pose. Turn that back foot. Grab that block. Bring it to the other side. Open up. Revolve triangle. Lower that right hand. Use your block if you need it. Pyramid pose. Bring those hands to the inside of that right foot. Raise that right leg. Lower that foot to meet the left. Down dog. Raise that left leg. Raise up on those toes. 3 crunches. Hold that third one. Raise back up into three-legged dog. Bring that foot forward. Open up. Adjust your feet to your standards. Hinge forward. Lower that block to the outside of that front foot. Open up. Triangle pose. Sweep that hand in front of your face. Extend the triangle. Lower both those hands to the floor. Adjust your feet where both are facing forward. Bring that block to the inside. and open up into revolve triangle. Roll both hands. Inhale and exhale, fold into your pyramid pose. Bring both hands to the inside of that left foot. Raise that left leg, three-legged dog. Lower it to the mat. Tip your toe all the way to the front of your mat. Bring your feet to your hands. And then just hang there for a few breaths. You can grab your elbows and swerve around. And then inhale, raise all the way up. Do a nice little baby back bend and bring your hands to heart center. We're going to do just a little bit of balance work before we go down to the floor. I'm going to call this sort of like my little TikTok. We're going to go back and forth between tree and warrior three. So really plant that left foot into the mat with a slight bend in that knee. Spread those toes and really press into the mat. Bring your right foot either to the inside of your calf or the inside of your thigh. Breathe. Remove that foot. Start taking it back as you hinge forward with your torso. Until you are in your warrior three. Toes pointed toward the mat, hips square to the mat, shoulders away from your ears and your navel drawn into your spine. And breathe. Raise up. Tree pose. Hands forward. Warrior three. Raise up. Tree pose. Hands forward. Warrior three. Stand up. Tree pose. Hands forward. Warrior three. One more time through. Stand up. Tree pose. Woo. Hands forward. Warrior three. And then stand up. And Tadasana. That was kind of fun. I thought of that this morning. I don't know how it came to my head, but I thought of it this morning. Thought I would try it. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, lift the toes of your right foot. Plant them firmly back into the mat. Get a slight little bend in that right knee. Bring your hands to heart center and bring that left foot up. Do the same thing you did on your right side and breathe. Release that foot. Start to take it back as you hinge forward at your hips. Warrior three. Raise up. Tree pose. Hands forward. Warrior three. A little less stable on this side. Raise up. Tree pose. If you fall out of it, just come back in. Hinge forward. Warrior three. Raise up. Tree pose. Hinge forward. Warrior three. One more time through. Raise up. Tree pose. Hinge forward. Warrior three. And then stand in Tadasana. Let's do one sun salute. Standing sun salute. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale. Let's lower to our knees. And all the way down to our stomachs. Okay. We're going to just do just a little bit of back work. Bring your chin to your mat. Your arms out to the side with your palms down. Really press your hips into the mat, drawing your navel into your spine. Inhale, exhale, and on your next inhale, raise everything up. Your chest, your arms, your thighs, your legs, your feet, your hands, everything. Raise everything up. Locust pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more full breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lower all the way down to the mat. Resting on your right cheek. Bring your hands to the outside of your chest. Push up into tabletop. And then come back to a seated position. Time for a little bit of core. Bend your knees and bring your feet to the mat. Bring your hands behind your bottom with your fingertips facing forward. Raise one leg, then the other leg to where they are, your shins are parallel to the mat. Bring each arm to the outside of those shins and breathe. Navasana. And sort of crunch into that Navasana. Drawing that navel into the spine, actually like really drawing everything in as if you're wearing a corset. Be sure that your shoulders are away from your ears and that your chest is lifted. Take your knees over to your left, the palms of your hands together over to your right, and let's just press over here. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Bring your hands over to your left side, feet to the right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your feet back to the mat and just grab around your shins and then just come over. Okay, take your left leg out to the left. Bring your right foot to the inside of that right thigh. Remove that flesh. Slide your left arm to the inside of that of that left leg as you face the knee on your right leg. Raise that right arm up and over your side for a nice side stretch in Janu Sirsasana. And breathe. Raise up and switch your legs out. Inhale. Face that knee, that bent knee. Slide that right arm to the inside. Raise that left arm up and over for a nice side stretch on your other side. Janu Sirsasana. Raise up. Bring the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana. For Baddha Konasana, I always need to lift the floor up to me some, or my feet up to me some, because I can't go down as far as I used to. So I'll usually bring a block and place it right behind my feet on like the middle setting. Place my bolster on top of it. Inhale and then exhale, just melt into that bolster. Two more full breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Place your palms into the mat and gently press up out of that. Remove your props. Lay back on your back. Bring your knees into your chest, Apanasana. And roll around on your spine. Lower that left leg to the mat, pressing that heel into the mat. You want to always maintain activation on both sides at all times. Even if it's not as much as you're doing on one side, you still want to stay in the game. You don't want to just go limp. We're not in restorative. Okay, so inhale, bring that knee out to the side. When releasing pose. Straighten that right thigh. Grab either behind the thigh, the calf. If you have a strap, you can bring that around your foot and stretch. On each inhale, just release just a little bit, and then on every exhale, go just a little deeper into that stretch. Not too much. We're not here for pain. We're just in here for progress. Bring the right hand to the inside of that right leg. Take that left arm out to the side. And then open up, dropping that right leg to the right side for an inner thigh stretch. You want to try to have your hips into the mat as much as possible. They don't have to be pressed into the mat, but you don't want closed hips either. You want your hips as open as possible, but for sure you want both shoulders pressed into the mat. And breathe. Bend that left knee, bring that right knee back up, cross it over that left knee, bring both knees up into your chest. We're about to go into sideline twist. If this is going to be too deep for you, uncross your legs, and then maybe straighten that left leg and just take that right knee over that way by itself. Just cross over. But if it's in your practice and you really want to go a little deeper, keep those legs crossed and then drop both of those thighs over to your left with both shoulders planted firmly into the mat. And breathe. Come back to center. Uncross those legs. Bring those knees into your chest. And lower that right leg to the floor. Pressing that heel into the mat. Bring that knee out to the left for a quick wind releasing pose. Come back to center. Straighten that leg. And whatever you did on the right side, do on the left side. Take that left hand to the inside of that left foot and open up. Bend that right leg. Bring that knee back up to center. Cross that leg over. Bring both knees into your chest. And do sideline twist on this side. Whatever you did on the right side, do on this side. And twist. Come back to center. Uncross the legs. Bring those knees into your chest once more. Extend those legs out with your feet to either corner of the mat. Your arms out to the side with your palms up. And just sink into that Shavasana. Start to deepen your breath and come back. Just find some movement. You wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll around your ankles and your wrist. Bring your legs together and your hands together above your head and have a nice long stretch from your fingertips to your toes. Bring your knees into your chest once more. Roll over to your favorite side. And just hold it there just for 1 moment or so. And when you're ready, press up into an easy seated position. You place your palms face down on your lap or face up, or you can come to heart center. I just want you to know that wherever your hands are, that I'm glad that your body was here with me in this practice. I'm so humbled that you would take time out of your day to practice with me. And I hope to see you on the mat again soon. Namaste.